Tellemtribe Tarot, daily readings for my tribe. Subscribe to my channel.
Peace, Gemini. I am Cherokee with Tellemtribe Tarot, coming to you with another reading. This reading is going to be very special. It's a very special reading. Not going to be, it is a special reading because this is about the first couple weeks of 2024. What you should be looking forward to, any action that you should take or consider taking, and just giving you a grand view of expectations. So take what resonates, Gemini. Leave behind what does not resonate. Book your personal reading with the link in the description, and let's get to it. I love the feeling of the atmosphere right now. It just feels so cool and mellowed out, and despite any miscommunications or any misunderstandings that may be occurring during this time for you, Gemini, I feel as if you are speaking up respectfully, like you're gaining your courage, you're seeing your true self, and that's happening through your eyes and not through the eyes of others. Some of you are empaths, so you have a tendency to take on the emotions and the feelings of your situations, both near and far, in order to either feel accepted or to control the situation. Whatever your reasoning, and sometimes you don't even know why, I feel like you're taking the time to try to understand that. Feel an energy of understanding, like things are coming to terms, like you're understanding what you're supposed to be doing here. And I think that's a great space for you to be in, Gemini. So we're going to ask our spirit guides to please provide us with the guided messages for the Gemini collective so that they can use this information as they see fit in a positive way. All right, so let's get into it. So we have the King of Cups as overall energy, the Six of Cups as the challenge, the Ten of Swords as your subconscious, recent past is the Queen of Pentacles, your goal is the Sun. Not surprised, because you're looking at things from a positive, non-pessimistic perspective. The Queen of Swords, that's your energy, Gemini. The Ace of Swords is how you see your situation. So you're going to have a lot of clarity within the first 2 weeks. I feel like, Gemini, with the overall energy for the first 2 weeks being the King of Cups, you are pouring into yourself and other people, but you are being mindful of boundaries. I feel like the only challenge with that, being the Six of Cups, is you may be feeling a little bit of guilt about how this switch is happening and how it's making other people feel, because you're realigning yourself in a position of power. And this has to happen in 2024 because of all the things that are to come. I feel like, Gemini, you're going to be in a position where a lot of positions which will require you to be the authority figure, whether it is an authority figure in a position of power at work, or being the go-to person for information, a source of wisdom. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a struggle for you to realize your power, and that's why clarity is so important in the first 2 weeks of 2024, so that you can clearly understand what your objective is and how your actions will affect your money, especially your money and the people around you. All right. So let's get the full scope here. And then the possible outcome is the Ten of Cups. Your environment is the Page of Swords. So let's take this all in, Gemini. So I feel like, Gemini, you are going to put a lot of things into perspective with regards to understanding who you are. I feel like it's going to be a lot of self realizations happening it's happening now. Like just understanding what you're supposed to be doing and being aligned with where you're supposed to be going and tying up loose ends and making sure that you're communicating effectively. Swords are dominating the board here. Swords and cups with minimal pentacles. So clarity, conversation, truth, and understanding is so important, because if you do not know how to or practice speaking up and speaking on your truth and speaking on your own behalf, you're going to put yourself in a position that you're very familiar with, that feels comfortable for you, where you allow your circumstances to decide for you. I feel like the challenge with you being a boss, Gemini, is that you worry about hurting other people's feelings. And interestingly, very interestingly, you're very sensitive. The energy that I'm picking up on, you may have Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio in your chart. I feel like you were the type of person who was known to be easily affected by things that wouldn't affect anyone else. And I think that's because this is a Gemini that's an empath. So within the first couple of weeks, it's going to be important for you to hear yourself. Listen to your inner voice. Listen to what makes you react in a way that's defensive, because you're going to be given responsibilities that would require you to be objective. I feel like you've been spending a lot of money recently. Like as of now, with the Queen of Pentacles, I'm reading that for like what's preceding the first 2 weeks of 2024. So that would be in the presence of right now. Like you're spending a lot of money right now. Like you're investing in a lot of things right now. I feel like you are investing in, like I hear someone trying to determine if they're paying their own taxes. No, not paying their own taxes. If they're doing their own tax return, you're trying to understand the way how money works, because you are seeing more money now. So you may have gotten a loan or some kind of grant, or you may have won some kind of money or inherited money, or your business, you got your first big month last month or this month. You're already at the $1,000 mark, and this is like a big deal for you because it's something that you were struggling with. So you're figuring things out right now, and you're seeing how your financial future is going to change. It's changing remarkably, and you're planning for a shift in your quality of life. And on top of that, because of this momentum that you're building personally for yourself, it projects an energy of responsibility, that you can take on responsibility, an energy that you can handle things, an energy of a doer, an energy of someone that can make things happen because you're making things happen for yourself. So the universe is reading that and bringing you more responsibility within the first 2 weeks. And it's important not to feel intimidated by it. Subconsciously, you're seeing the difficulties that you've had in the past with the Ten of Swords. You've seen how difficult it was to simply be you. I hear, why is life so difficult for me? And you're coming to this place where it's not that difficult, where you're cracking the code. So while you may still be in the shadow of how hard things were, I think the challenge is shifting from a mindset of lack and victimization into a mindset of abundance and responsibility. Taking responsibility for what you've experienced so that it doesn't affect your money and your relationships. So the first 2 weeks, you're going to learn very quickly that your responsibility is going to increase. Not just for the things that you have to do for yourself, but for the things that you have to do for other people. And your goal is just to be hopeful that you can do it all. Feel someone has an anxious energy because it's like you can see the world in a flash, and you can see your future in a flash, and you can see what is in store for you, and it's intimidating. Now, with the Queen of Swords in the near future, so later for that month, it's letting you know that if you are careful with yourself and your dealings, and you're very intentional about evolving from the place of not knowing how to handle responsibility and embracing the fact that in order to have more, you have to experience more, you won't be so quick to make decisions in haste out of fear of failure. Your decision making will be more intelligent. It will be more calculated if you embrace these changes that are happening. So I feel like Spirit is saying within the first 2 weeks, you're going to have a lot more responsibility, and you're feeling the shadows of that right now. And how you see the situation is like, this is an aha moment for you, because you're like, so this is why I had to go through hell and high water with my job, or losing this job for a brief period for me to push start, whether it was a side hustle and make it a business, or push start that job hunt and hit the pavement, adjust your resume so that you can get a job that you may not have had experience in, but you know how to do it. So you kind of like faked it till you make it and got in this position that's abundant. So it's like you're looking back in retrospect and you're like, I'm understanding now. Like you're feeling clarity, like you're feeling that clarity of, oh, this is why this had to happen, because this was aligned with me anyway. I feel like some of you love the position of authority, but you don't want to be recognized for it, if that makes sense. Your environment being the Page of Swords, I feel like you are setting yourself up to communicate more. You're networking. Your guides are saying that you need to network with like minds, or people who are doing what you're doing on a bigger scale. And some of you are already doing that in the month of January. And it's a scary time for you because you don't even like people. But you are figuring out, cracking the code on how to deal with people so that you can get what you need and you can give them what they need as well. Your hope is that you can give what you're asking for. Your hope is that you don't project yourself to be something that you're not. So some of you may be feeling as if you're not good enough within this time frame. You may have a feeling of self-doubt. You may feel like you're not built for this. But at the end of the day, in the month of January, Gemini 2024, that is your month to realize that you are capable of everything that you're trying to do because you're doing it. Some of you aren't even acknowledging the changes that occurred to this very moment of you watching this tarot video. With the 10 of Cups, it's saying that you're going to be able, by the end of the month, the possible outcome could be you seeing a completed project, a completed situation. So there's something that you will be completing. Like if you were trying to connect with someone who knows what you're trying to do and you were having a difficult time making that connection with the Page of Swords, by the end of the month, you're going to have that connection. It may not look like how you projected it to look at the beginning of the month or when you imagined this connection, but by the end of the month, the connection is going to be made and that seed is going to be planted, and it's going to set the tone for what's to come for the rest of the year. But Gemini, overall, for the month of January, that's you embracing the responsibilities that you have and taking the initiative and making things work for you even when they seem too difficult to handle. All right, so I'm going to pull an oracle card for you from my Yin Yang Oracle deck, and we're going to close this reading out. This was a good reading for you, Gemini. I'm excited for you for the month of January 2024 because I feel like you may have been complacent with certain things because you didn't know how to work it out. But you're realizing that you have been the source of your own setbacks, and now you're making active changes to adjust that. And you're going to realize how easy it is to make changes, like how easy it is to be purposeful. Family, home, and commitment. And with doing so, it's going to give you the opportunity to spend more time with your family. So if those of you who have, you know, your immediate family, children, a husband or a wife or a significant other, being more purposeful and handling your responsibilities is going to set the tone for a commitment. Or if you never had time to have a family, that decisions that you're making now that are purposeful and getting your mind right is going to set you up to be in a position to have that 10 of Cups energy with the family, having that completion. So possibly even being able to go out more and confidently have a conversation and say, this is what I do for a living, if it's important for you to mention something like that. Seeds in spring. Gemini, you see that? Seeds in spring. So something is going to happen in the springtime that you're working on. It's going to bloom. Or you're going to start a new project, or someone is going to plant a seed of abundance for you. Someone is going to give you the game, or someone is going to put you on to something. But harvest your interactions. Focus on your endeavors. Complete what you start, and that's when you're going to see the abundance of things, Gemini. Springtime is a very important time for you, Gemini. I'm going to pull one final card for you. I'm trying to find my oracle deck. Ooh. I think I'll do a tarot card to clarify the Season Spring Oracle. I think that'll be best. Spirit, please talk to me more about the Season Spring Oracle card in Gemini, and how is that going to affect Gemini? What is this really speaking of? The Empress. So some of you might find out that you're pregnant, or that you're going to be having a child in the spring, or you work with children. So you may be starting your education or graduating in the spring. Hands-on. You may be babysitting, starting a babysitting business. Some of you may have a child, like give birth in the spring. I feel like it's just you being hands-on with the things that are growing. There's going to be a major growth spurt for something in the spring, and it's going to be quick. And all you have to do is care for it. Don't abandon it, Gemini. See it through. Okay? And in the process, be very kind to yourself. So I hope this reading resonated with someone. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, the link is in the description. Subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications, drop a comment and let me know if the reading resonated. Even if it didn't, just say hello, because you know I love it when you say hello to a goddess. Share the video to share the wealth. Subscribe to the channel. Join the channel membership to see member exclusive videos and all of the perks that's listed. And until next time, love and light, tribe.